Hello everyone, this is Ed with Brain MTG, and we are still sitting here with Josh. I mean, it doesn't seem like still to them, but to us, it's still because we've been sitting here for a while. But today, we have to talk about the state of the reserve list. We talked about it last time Josh was here a couple months ago. We're going to talk about it again, so let's do this.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
All right. I don't know how many of those all rights I kept in, but maybe I kept them all. Anyway, we're talking about the state of the reserve list today. And besides for it going down, it would seem like there isn't much activity, but people like me, the people that know that this is the time, are buying. I see it not only from what I'm doing, but from people I speak to and everybody that I kind of deal with because I guess I deal in the vintage circles, so I kind of talk to a lot of people like that. But yeah, I think that people are unnecessarily fearful right now with the reserve list. A few newbies who have never been through buyouts and retracements before are capitulating, and that's why you're seeing lower prices. I don't feel like there's any real reason for it. I don't see the inventory of either sealed or sealed boxes or whatever, or near mint singles of any of these good staples. I just don't see the inventory to justify the low prices. I mean, I don't know if it's the current financial market everybody is fearful about, or what is driving it, but
the weekends are folding. I think a lot. I don't see a lot on like Facebook and stuff where you have like the guys that have stuff look like they're not buying. I think the same guys that have been buying are still buying, and if anything, they're buying
just
more.
Getting a discount.
I think that, I mean, even the guys that are selling and constantly buying and selling, you see, they're not, really hurting. I don't think. I mean, prices are down, but I don't think they care.
True.
I think the market's the market. They're just going to continue doing what they're doing. But you do see a lot more of people like, I'm done, I'm getting out, I need money for this, I need money for that. I think a lot of people invest money that they don't have sometimes, and those are the people you see really cashing out and folding right now, is the people who, went in a little too much over their head.
Or unforeseen, it's a bad market, maybe somebody lost their job,
I need to do some work to my house.
Yeah, I get it. But, if you're stable in your job and you still have the same extra income you've always had and you're still putting it in Magic, I mean, to me it's a no-brainer to ignore Capenna and Commander Legends 2 and to put it into vintage product. But it's like, now is the time where you build up a collection that in the future will be like, wow, it's gotten pretty massive. The stuff that I had, it was never that crazy until the past couple of years. You know what I mean? It was just, I was kind of collecting it because it was cool. I mean, yeah, it was valuable.
Your set you were chasing.
Yeah, exactly.
Cracking older packs to grade.
Yeah, cracking older packs to grade. Is that really viable nowadays? No.
Absolutely not.
The situation has evolved. And that's a whole nother thing to talk about. I know Rudy spoke about it a few times, but this is something very near and dear to me, as I cracked Arabian Nights packs and graded them even as far back as 2015 to buy and sell and roll over and snowball into a bigger thing. But he talks about how the box price finally caught up to the graded price, and there's something to that. Boxes were too cheap before the recent spike, because if you could buy a box, open it and grade it and pull a couple of cards that more than pay for the box and you're left over, it's obvious. But
it's only a couple of years ago we were cracking Arabian Night packs, Antiquity packs.
Antiquities, yeah.
To grade almost all the cards, or at least the cards that were, good enough that could qualify for a 9+, and you could easily make your money back on 2 cards, 3 cards in the pack very easily. And
yeah, but then now the situation changed. Too many people caught on to it. The grading, I mean, you can say it's tougher, but opening packs is a crapshoot in the first place. It just was cheaper back in the day, so we could open more to have more to choose from to get those better grades.
It also set your baseline for what you're willing to risk, because the price of grading has gone up at least 33% or more.
Yeah, what I could grade back in the day. I sent out orders where I threw a bunch of shit at the wall to see what would stick.
Sometimes
$7 a card.
I was gonna say, sit for
4 months and $7 a card.
your basement. The value of a card was different. Also, you would be able to send a $5-10 card saying, "Hey, if I got a 9.5 quad, this card is worth at least minimum $50 or more." Or
it also let me experiment with newer cards and like stuff. Like I remember I had a Jace from World Wake quad 9.5 quad plus 110. It sold for $500. Should it have? Maybe you argue no, but what if somebody's a real big fan of that card, a big fan of the art, and they wanted it in high grade, high condition? Are you gonna buy 5 copies from World Wake and get them graded and hope that one is a 9.5 quad plus? Because that's a losing game right there. I can tell you that much. You're 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be better off buying the card in the grade you want than buying the card to grade to get the grade you want.
Depends.
And it's just like back in the day, though, we could afford to do it easily too, because it's $7 a card versus 35 or more. It's ridiculous.
I mean, a card that's not worth grading, sure. If someone has it and it's something you want, and it's like you said, a 9.5 quad higher, you know what? I wouldn't go crazy searching for that card and try to grade it, because this money you'd spend in grading alone, chasing the grade, you'd probably not be worth it. But if
the time and effort you'd put in to find that copy.
Just to find the mint card, exactly. But like I said, if you want the card and it's something you want, okay. But it has to be something really to that effect.
I agree. Hey, so the state of the reserve list is, if you can, keep going into it. Don't capitulate. That's just, it's not the time for that.
There's never a wrong time to buy. They're no matter what you spend on money on these cards today, the money is not going to really lose value in that sense. You're not buying this to sell tomorrow.
And that's another thing. If you're gonna buy, you got to have that long-term perspective. If you bought last year and you're expecting things to go up and to double from 5,000 to 10,000, whatever card, a Stronghold, you bought it 5,000 last year and expecting it to be 10,000 now, and it's still 5,000 or 5,500 or 6,000. It's not 10,000. You're like, oh my god, but that's not the length of this game here.
If you're buying, to hoard and put away long term, you almost should consider buying these cards, throwing them into a box somewhere in the closet for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months before you even consider going through it to put it in your collection. You don't want to even be tempted that, it went up and maybe I can get more money. The best thing is just put it away and start collecting, because that's the end game, is to accumulate a mountain. You want to have your chunk of the mountain, and it doesn't matter how much value is there today. It matters the long term, because you're not selling today.
Yeah.
If you're going to sell today, this isn't probably,
you want a 3 to 5 year horizon at minimum. More like 10 years. Like,
forget you had stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the best way.
You know what? So whatever works for you, though, like, don't capitulate in today's market. Today's market is for building up your collection. It's the time where, if you have holes in your collection, big cards, like,
if you want stuff, this is the time. We've said this numerous times. Prices are low. This is the time to buy.
It's never going to be better than now.
No, it's only going to go up. And these dips happen. There's nothing in life is ever going to consistently go straight.
And if you buy today, you may even see a little bit more down. But
doesn't matter.
It's going to go back up. And what you want to do is you want to get it before that, because by the time that spike hits. Now it's just FOMO and it's too late, and you're gonna lose your ass playing that freaking game.
Price history, price memory does exist. So if something was at $700 and it's legitimately worth $700, just because it went down to $400 or $500 doesn't mean it's not gonna go back up past that $700. It might take some time.
Old man in the sea.
Exactly. Price memory really does exist, and people do remember, and that some people are holding their cards because they went down saying, I'm not going to sell this until it goes. This was $700. I'm going to wait till it gets to $800 before I sold it. I sell it, or I bought it at 60%. Whatever. I've got a buy list, great deal. Whatever, and you don't want to sell it till it goes back to 100%. You don't want to sell it till you never want to sell it. That's the reality. You want to hold them for as long as you can. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Wait to buy a house. Wait to buy a car.
These ups and downs are always going to happen. But now we're in a major trough. This is one of the major moments. This is when I got a lot of my stuff. Was the last time we were in one of these moments. And I even questioned myself. Even after I've been through 2 or 3 buyouts, I'm still questioning myself. Oh, then if I should keep going in. Now I know I should keep going in. It's just
this is the time.
For
this
that.
is absolutely the time.
Yes.
If you want stuff and you have the ability that it's not going to hurt you, you know, for your day to day and life for the next year or two, do it. Absolutely,
Yes.
It's worth investing, especially if you know that the price is that much lower than where it's been, and it's not something reprintable. It's you know, old sealed product.
Yep.
You know, you want to buy your power.
Now's the time to buy your power.
Listen, you don't
Seriously,
have
it's gonna be out of reach.
You don't have your duels. Get your duels. Get the stuff you want. Get
I was buying duels when they were 80 in like 2 dips ago, and I was like just thinking to myself, I should just get a couple of these. You know, $80 for Badlands.
They're on Plateau and Underground Sea for $15. And Underground Sea and Volcanic Island, and you can get a Plateau for like $8.
It was back in the day, man. What a crazy time we live in. Anyway, as always, it's been a pleasure. If you're going to buy any of these old cards, please remember to use the TCG Player affiliate link. It is free to use and helps out a lot. And check out my Patreon. Got a lot of cool things happening there. OG box breaks, that type of thing.
Press the like, subscribe buttons.
Please do. Make some comments. Tell me what you think of the current market. Otherwise, have a great day. Peace. Bouncy.
What are we fucking gonna do now?
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck are we gonna do now, guys? We're gonna build a fire. You know, sing a few songs. How about that?
I don't know.